Peter Obi, Nenadi Usman, and INEC have all found themselves on the winning side as the Supreme Court has once again sacked Julius Abure from his seat as national chairman of the Labour Party. Viewers, this is one gist that has been shaking the political scene because the Labour Party has been divided for a long time, and now the highest court in the land has finally given a strong voice on who truly holds authority. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe right now so you don't miss any of these hot updates. The case has been dragging since last year. Julius Abure has been fighting hard to keep himself in that position of Labour Party national chairman. At one time, the Court of Appeal gave him some backing and his supporters celebrated it like a victory. But now, the Supreme Court has come out very clear and has ruled that Julius Abure has no standing as the chairman of Labour Party. The judgment said that the matter of who leads a political party is an internal affair, and the appeal court should not have been entertaining it in the first place. That strong ruling swept away Abure's camp and handed victory to Nenadi Usman, who has been in court challenging Abure's claim to the seat. Viewers, hit the like button right now and subscribe because more is still unfolding in this gist. Nenadi Usman is not just anybody. She is a former senator, a former minister, and someone who has been around Nigerian politics for many years. People who know her describe her as disciplined, firm, and very loyal to processes. Now, with this judgment, she becomes the recognized national chairman of the Labour Party. Some people were saying that big names like Dati Baba Ahmed are still behind Abure, but Nenadi has stood her ground to say, no matter who supports him, the law is the law. Supreme Court has given a ruling and it cannot be ignored. That type of firmness is what she is bringing to Labour Party leadership. My people, let me remind you again, don't just watch, kindly subscribe and like this video so that more Nigerians can also get this update. Now let us look at Peter Obi in this matter. Peter Obi, who was the Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 election, has always been seen as the face of the movement. He came into Labour Party at a time when the party was not really on the national radar. His presence brought a storm of new supporters, especially youths, and he gave the party a strong voice nationwide. But internally, things have not been smooth because while Obi was pushing his presidential campaign, the issue of leadership inside Labour Party was already boiling. Abure was leading, but there were factions within the party and court cases started to rise. This new ruling from Supreme Court seems to clear the air. For Peter Obi, who is always talking about justice, rule of law, and doing things the right way, this judgment aligns with his image because it shows that no man is bigger than the law. Please, if you are following me and you are enjoying this gist, press that like button now and subscribe for more of these updates. For INEC, the Electoral Commission, this ruling is also very important. INEC is the body that deals with political parties during elections, and they need to know who the rightful leaders of a party are before they can sign off on anything. Imagine if Abure was still claiming to be the chairman and Usman was also claiming it. INEC would be confused on who to recognize, and that confusion could affect elections. But with this Supreme Court ruling, INEC now has a clear direction. They know who to deal with, and that means there is more stability ahead. Stability is very important because elections in Nigeria already come with a lot of tension, and the last thing we need is confusion about who is leading a party. Kindly subscribe and like this video now as we go deeper into this gist. The Labour Party itself is now standing at a turning point. Many of the supporters are tired of seeing the party in court all the time. Instead of building strong structures across the countries, most of the news around the Labour Party in recent times has been about court cases and leadership battles. This victory for Usman should be a moment of unity. She herself has been calling for reconciliation, saying that this is the time for all factions to come together. If Labour Party is going to be a serious contender in the 2027 general elections, they need to be united, strong, and focused. Abior's camp may still feel bitter, but the truth is that the highest court has spoken. From here, it is about whether Labour Party can heal or whether it will continue to stay divided. Don't forget, my viewers, to like and subscribe so that you can get more of this type of in-depth gist. But let's also think about what this means for Nigerian democracy as a whole. For too long, many people believe that powerful individuals can bend the law to their side. Peter Obi is not a new name in Nigerian politics. He first became popular as the governor of Anambra State, where many people praised his careful management of resources. He always spoke about saving money, using resources wisely, and reducing waste in government. After his time as governor, he joined the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and was even chosen as a running mate to Atiku Abubakar in the 2019 elections. But it was in 2022, just before the 2023 elections, that Peter Obi shocked the political scene by leaving PDP and moving into Labour Party. That single move brought a new wave of energy to Labour Party, a party that before then was small and less recognized nationally. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe because this journey is very important to understand. When Peter Obi joined the Labour Party, many Nigerians, especially young people, rushed to support him. They saw him as someone who was different from the usual big names. They called themselves obedients and used social media to push his campaign strongly. Suddenly, Labour Party, which before had little national spread, became the talk of the country. For the first time in Nigeria's history, a so-called smaller party was standing shoulder to shoulder with APC and PDP in a presidential election. That movement gave many people hope, but at the same time, it also brought challenges inside the Labour Party because power suddenly became attractive. People began to fight for positions and leadership disputes grew. This is one of the reasons why Julius Ibiores became so controversial as chairman. Kindly hit like and subscribe so we can go deeper. Now, with Ibiores sacked and Nenadi Usman declared the recognized leader, people are asking how this affects Peter Obi. On one side, it helps Obi because it means there is clarity on who he should be working with. Having one recognized leader makes it easier for Obi to plan for the future. But on the other side, it can also bring new challenges because Ibiores supporters may feel sidelined and that can create tension in Obi's camp. Remember, Obi depends a lot on unity and trust, especially from young Nigerians who are tired of the same old politics. If Labour Party continues to look divided, those supporters may begin to lose faith. Viewers, are you still with me? If you are, please subscribe now and like this video so we can continue building this gist together. Looking ahead to 2027, Obi is still seen as one of the strongest possible challengers to the ruling APC. Even though he didn't win in 2023, his performance shocked the political class. He won in Lagos, the home of the sitting president, Bola Tinubu, and he came second in many states where nobody expected him to do well. That result showed that Obi has a national reach, and that reach is something he can still build on before 2027. But for him to succeed, he needs a stable platform, and that platform is Labour Party. This is why this Supreme Court ruling is so important. It is not just about Abur versus Usman. It is about whether Labour Party can stand as a serious platform for Obi in 2027. Please like this video and subscribe right now because this is where we break it down clearly. Another angle to this gist is the way Nigerians are reacting. Some people are happy that the Supreme Court made the ruling, saying it is a win for justice. Others feel it is just another case of politicians fighting themselves while ordinary Nigerians suffer. But what is clear is that the story of Labour Party is directly tied to the hopes of millions of young Nigerians who still believe in Peter Obi. Every decision, every ruling, every crisis in the party affects how those youths see their chances for real change in the next election. So this judgment is not just about leadership. It is about confidence. Can Nigerians still trust Labour Party to stand strong by 2027? That's the real question. Don't forget to like and subscribe right now as we continue. Let me also remind you that politics in Nigeria is always about alliances. No single man can win alone. Peter Obi, if he wants to succeed in 2027, must start building bridges now. He cannot only depend on the obedient youths, even though they are powerful online and offline. He must work with politicians across states, across different groups, and across religions. Labour Party under Nenadi Usman must become more than just a movement. It must become a structure. Without structure, no party can truly win in Nigeria. And this is where the real challenge lies. My viewers, if you want Obi to succeed, or if you think it is going to be difficult, please let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe so you can always get updates. When we talk about reconciliation inside Labour Party under Nenadi Usman, we are talking about something that will decide the survival of the party itself. A political party that cannot keep itself together will not survive the storm of Nigerian politics. When we talk about reconciliation inside Labour Party under Nenadi Usman, we are talking about something that will decide the survival of the party itself. A political party that cannot keep itself together will not survive the storm of Nigerian politics. Look at PDP. Since they lost power in 2015, they have been struggling with internal crisis. And that is why APC has remained in charge. Labour Party has to learn from that mistake. If Nenadi Usman is wise, she will not just celebrate this victory at the Supreme Court. She will immediately begin to reach out to Aburi's camp. Many people in politics don't like losing face, so she must give them a soft landing, some space where they still feel relevant. That is how peace can come. Please like this video and subscribe as we go deeper. Let's not forget that Nigerians are watching very closely. This is not just about Labour Party members fighting for who controls the party. It is about the millions of people who put their hopes in Peter Obi during the last election. Those people want to know, is this party truly serious? Is this party ready to give us a real option in 2027? If what they keep seeing is only court battles and quarrels, they will feel discouraged. That is why reconciliation is not an option. It is a must. My viewers, are you following me? If you are still with me, press the like button now and subscribe for more. Another important point here is Peter Obi himself. Yes, Nenadi Usman may be the recognized chairman. Yes, Iba may have lost. But at the end of the day, the person carrying the biggest political weight in the party is Peter Obi. If Obi says he is leaving Labour Party tomorrow, many supporters will follow him out without question. That is how powerful his name has become. But Obi himself is a man who always talks about the rule of law. He cannot afford to be seen supporting illegality or disorder. This is why the ruling of the Supreme Court also works in his favor. It keeps his image clean and in line with the principles he always preaches. Please subscribe and like, because Obi's journey is far from over. Now let's picture the road to 2027. The ruling party, APC, will not be weak. Bola Tinubu and his team are already working on how to consolidate power. PDP, even though they are struggling, are still in the game. That means Labour Party must be very strategic if they want to stand a chance. This is where Usman's leadership will be tested. Can she provide the kind of structure that Obi needs? Can she build alliances across Nigeria? Can she keep the obedient movement alive while also bringing in experienced politicians who can deliver votes at the grassroots? These are the real questions. My people, kindly like this video and subscribe as we continue, because this gist is getting more important. And let us not ignore INEC's role in all of this. For every election, INEC needs to know who they are dealing with. With Abura out of the way, INEC has clarity, but that also means Labour Party can no longer make excuses. They cannot say, we are confused, or we don't know who is leading. Now it is clear. Nenadi Usman is the leader. That means the responsibility is now on her shoulders to organize conventions, congresses, and all the structures needed for the party to function. Without this, Labour Party will just remain a social media movement. And Nigeria's reality is that elections are won on the ground, in polling units, not on Twitter or Facebook. Please, my viewers, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss out. Let's also talk about the youths who carried Obi's campaign on their backs. These young Nigerians are still angry about what happened in 2023, and they are determined not to give up. But they need direction. They need to know that their energy will not be wasted. If Nenadi Usman can connect with them and prove that Labour Party is ready to channel their energy into real structures, then Obi's chances in 2027 will be much stronger. If not, those same youths may become tired, and that will hurt Obi's chances badly. This is why the leadership question is so important. Viewers, I want you to like this video right now and subscribe, because your voice in the comments will also guide where this gist goes. Now let me ask you directly, do you think Labour Party and Nenadi Usman can truly bring together both the experienced politicians and the obedient youths to form a winning team? Or do you think the cracks in the party are already too deep? Drop your answers below, because this is the heart of the matter. In Nigerian politics, no single man can win alone, no matter how popular he is. You need structures, you need allies, and you need people who can deliver votes at a local level. In 2023, Obi shocked everyone by winning in Lagos, the home of President Bola Tinubu. He also did very well in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and he had strong votes across the southeast and parts of the south-south. But when you look at the northwest and northeast, his numbers were very low. That gap is one of the reasons why he could not take the presidency. So for 2027, if Obi truly wants to win, he must build bridges in those areas. He cannot afford to leave the northern zones weak. Viewers, kindly like this video and subscribe now, because this is where strategy comes in. The north in Nigerian politics is very important. The region has the highest number of voters, and historically it has always played a decisive role in who becomes president. APC has been strong there. PDP also has roots, but Labour Party is still very young in the north. This is why alliances will matter. Peter Obi must find a way to bring northern leaders on board without losing his reformist image. He must also convince ordinary northerners that he is not just a southern candidate, but a national leader. That means more visits, more dialogue, and more grassroots work. Remember, elections are won at polling units, not just on social media. Please press like and subscribe right now as we continue this gist. Another area where Obi needs to strengthen his hand is the southwest. Yes, he won in Lagos, but many analysts believe that was because the youths in Lagos were angry and wanted to show their voice. By 2027, that anger may reduce or it may take a different direction. Labour Party must invest in building real political structures in the southwest so that it is not just about protests, but about real support. This is where Nenadi Usman's leadership will also be tested. Can she give Labour Party a true national spread? Can she make the party a machine that functions across every ward and in every polling unit? Without that, even with Obi's popularity, it will be very hard to win. Please don't forget to like and subscribe so we can keep breaking this down together. Now let us look at the southeast. That is Obi's strongest base. In 2023, the southeast gave him overwhelming support, with many voters risking their safety just to make sure they stood for him. But the challenge is that southeast alone cannot deliver the presidency. Obi already knows this. What he must do in 2027 is hold the southeast solidly, while also expanding into other regions. But here lies another challenge. If Labour Party keeps fighting itself with court cases and quarrels, even the southeast may become discouraged. Voter turnout can drop, and that will weaken Obi's strongest base. That is why the Supreme Court ruling and the call for reconciliation is so important. Labour Party must fix itself before the 2027 race begins. Kindly like and subscribe as we move forward in this gist. Let us not forget the South-South too. In 2023,
Obi performed well in some South-South states, especially because many youths saw him as different from the usual. But PDP still has deep roots in the South-South, and APC also has its networks there. To take control, Labour Party must fight for that region with seriousness. Alliances with local leaders, with governors, and with strong grassroots mobilizers will be key. Without that, the party will only shine online, but fail in the field. Please, my people, hit the like button now and subscribe as we go deeper. Another factor that will matter in 2027 is money. Nigerian elections are expensive, and this is where Labour Party faces another challenge. APC and PDP have deep pockets and long-standing structures. Labour Party has energy and youth support, but money is still needed for logistics, mobilization, and security during campaigns. Obi's supporters are very passionate, and in 2023, many of them funded his campaign in small ways. But in 2027, if Labour Party wants to truly compete, they will need even more resources. This means Obi and Usman must find creative ways to raise funds without selling out their integrity. If they can combine passion, energy, and resources, then Labour Party will be in a stronger position. Viewers, remember to like and subscribe now, because this is where we tell the real gist that many won't say. So in summary of this part, Obi's path to 2027 depends on three major things: alliances, structure, and funding. Without alliances, he cannot win the North and the Southwest. Without structure, his party cannot compete with APC and PDP at the grassroots. And without money, the campaign will struggle to move. This is why the Supreme Court judgment sacking Abur is not just about a chairman. It is about whether Labour Party can rebuild quickly under Nenadi Usman to give Obi the strong platform he needs. Now let me ask you, my viewers, do you believe Obi will succeed in building those alliances before 2027? Or do you think APC and PDP will still be too strong for him? Drop your comments below, and while you do that, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe.